strong plastic, very flexible. So yeah, I mean, that's why we would want to print with ABS. What else do we have?
Do you need to dry it before printing?
Yes. So ABS on the level of hygroscopic ranking, as far as my level of 1 to 10, like I said, PLA being about a 3, PETG being about a 4. ABS, I'm going to put it a 5. ABS should be dried. You can throw it in a dryer. It's not going to hurt it. If you're in a low humidity environment up here like me, I don't really dry ABS. I do dry ASA sometimes, but not really. But I would say that ABS, for the most part, if you want good quality prints, you should keep it dry because it is hygroscopic.
And do you need an enclosure to print with it?
Okay. This is an interesting question. Do you have to have an enclosure to print ABS? No. Should you? Yes, likely. ABS is prone to warping. So unless you have an incredible bed adhesive and you're running like a Vision Miner nanopolymer adhesive or Magic Goo, or which actually this stuff's pretty cool. We haven't tried it yet. This was sent over to us by TH3D. This is their bed cement. This is interesting because a lot of the other formulas for bed adhesives, they always have a recipe for the specific type of filament, or like a group of filaments, right? The different groups of polymers. It is formulated for, and I'll just read it off the bottle: PLA, PETG, ABS, ASA, nylon, polycarbonate, TPU, carbon fiber, and glass fiber filled filament. So I think that's kind of interesting. We're actually
see what we can get done, shall we? $130, that gives me about 2.5 hours. We should be good. Okay. So, yep, browser's good. Yes, it's good. Excellent. Let's grab a different browser here real quick. It's fine. It's good. That works. Okay. Right. But where's the other one? Oh, right, yes. Let's just sign into that real quick. Make sure that it's working.
Keep it. I don't want that. The only pudding I want is chocolate pudding. I don't want no rice pudding, banana pudding, bread.
Good. That one. Good. Yep, there we go. Good. Works for me. Alright. Let me know that everything's working again. That's what it does. So let's see if we can get somewhere with this today. We have a bunch of changes. We're gonna log in, so updates to filter terms, SQL data types, etc. Just push that change. So we have it. We can continue from there. We go and create a new branch. Actually, I can be able to see that part, but that's okay. So we'll say new branch. I'll call it today's date, 2025-03-24. Okay. Great. Very good. Fetched up the new branch. Okay. We'll make that our current branch we're working from. Alright, excellent. Does it run? Is the next question. And if it runs, then great. Okay, it ran. Excellent. And there we go. So it ran. It's there. It's excellent. And it's a little bit big for your screen, but that's fine too. So essentially, if we click that, then it opens up a new window. Okay, so let's see if we can add. It's not showing up. Why is it not showing up? There we are. All right. Now it shows up. So essentially, we can pick our table, pick our database, pick our schema, download our list of tables, and it should be thinking through those. Not sure if it's working or not working. It failed. Okay. Oh, I know why it failed. Okay. Command prompt. No, not command prompt. Yep. MMC. Good. Good. We didn't have our local SQL Server Express instance on. And that's going to be a difference between SQL Server Express and SQLite. You don't have to turn on the server for SQLite. Okay. So now we can hit download, and it should connect to the thing, right? And it gives us our tables. Very good. And if we check on our database, we should be able to go and see all of the tables inside of that now, which we have. Perfect. Okay, so if we pick a table, say the employee table, but here, the table name didn't come through. So we do need the table name to appear here, and then the prefix is a T, it has no suffix. This okay, so the suffix is coming in incorrectly, so that will need to fix. And the table name does need to appear as well based on the selection. So we're going to go ahead and close that. Interface creation, views, new. Okay. This table here is looking at the current record SQL table name, which is correct. So that part's fine. It's probably this one. So we do not have selected item. So selected item now becomes finding current record.SQL table. Save. Alright, we have the table name, the table ID, we have all that path stuff, and then the selection changed. When this happens, it then says, hey, we changed the selection. We're going to update the interface creation. Essentially, we're going to save the record. Okay. Now we had noticed a bug as well on the other tab. When we fixed the prefix, we ended up with the suffix being changed as well. So this one should be suffix, but it doesn't seem to have that field. So we're going to go to the SQL table. Here, definition, properties and fields. Okay, and where we have table prefix, we can then put in table suffix. So we'll just exchange the word prefix for suffix. Selection, done. Good. Save. I guess the question is, now that we have it in the model for SQL tables, do we have it in the actions to handle it? Let's go to our methods, and our SQLite method says, so our SQL table method says prefix, but does not say suffix. So we're going to give it a suffix here, suffix field. So it doesn't have one in the table, but we're going to add one. Okay, save that. Alright, so now we have that part there. And then when we're trying to create the view, it would select all the fields. And if we go into our fields here, we now have table prefix, and we'll make it also table suffix. Alright, so create the view, and selecting all the data, it does that, which is fine. It's our basic update statement, our where statement, that's all fine. So we have to create the table, create the view. This one's delete all. These don't need any changes. Okay. Okay. Then when we deal with adding a record, we have a name, but we don't seem to have information on prefix or suffix. So we're going to just do those two. SQL table. Interesting. Wait, the new record here is a SQL table. Yes. Table prefix. Okay. Table suffix. Yeah. Okay. And then inside of the variables here, we would then do prefix, suffix. Now, we're in the process of improving some of this, so we probably will need to go through and do that again. So we add suffix first and then prefix, and we want to do the same thing, essentially in the same order. So we're going to take suffix, prefix, okay, and that inserts those. These don't matter which order they're in. And then when we're dealing with the update, which is going to be somewhere down here, okay, this one has the table name, but we need the other fields as well. So table prefix, suffix, okay, and then we would want subject, okay, and I do believe we have a caption as well. Table caption, yep. Table caption, okay. And up here inside of the set variables, where we're trying to figure out like which field to match, we have name, prefix, suffix, yep. Caption, and I do believe subject. Now, the way that we are repeating these, we can speed this up for future cases. We have an example where we just basically loop through these fields in the template. It makes this whole process much easier. So I may have to do that, but for now, we hit build. Okay, it has built, which is good. And essentially inside of the SQL table in Sqlite, we would have caption, prefix, suffix, subject. We then also have a description field, and if the table is selectable for description, which I also don't have, because of all of these different fields that we have to deal with, we can go into field information here. We have an example of how this might be used and create essentially a read-only collection of all of the fields and then just loop through them. So that's going to be that one, and then these are the standard tracking fields. A little bit to go through it and make it work, but we do have to make some of this function. All right, so once we have information about the table, say we do that again. So we're going to begin. Okay, my other find it. So we can then go to server, database, schema, table. Okay, table details. We have the table name, table prefix. We have no suffix. The subject matter is just this. Okay, but I'm noticing that I don't have a scroll bar in this section, so I probably want to put one of those in there. We want to make sure that this is saving. And presently, it's not saved. So we'll have to fix that issue as well. Okay. We wanted to make sure that we get that information captured. So after subject and caption both go in, and we lose focus essentially in these, we've changed the underlying thing. We want to make sure that the update event is firing for the table, and that's we could do pretty easily. So and then we have important fields. We're not seeing any fields at all. Why not? Okay. We have our procedures, which we can get rid of this upper table because I do like this lower one much better. Just need two buttons to fill in the default stuff. We need a button to fill in the default naming conventions for those. The database that's a schema, and it could be the procedures that we want it to fill in, and if it says yes, then that field is going to be required, which is fine. So how do we? What do we do next? We gotta make sure the table saves. Let's start there. Alright, so if we go to interface creation, views, new view. Okay. Okay, table details, table prefix. Alright, that's our prefix field, and we want to make sure that after that changes, it fires it off. So if we go to definition, we can set notify property changed, and we can then do tracking fields mark dirty. Okay, that's for prefix, and then same here, tracking fields dot mark dirty. Okay, and let's make sure that we're using the same one in both cases. Do that. Yep. Save. So if the prefix gets changed or the suffix gets changed, they both have that happen. We'll also want to make sure that the caption gets changed. We have tracking fields marked dirty. Okay, that basically means something has changed and it needs to be saved. We have SQL table name. Yep. Dirty. All right, so we have that. Description, same deal. Okay, schema ID really shouldn't change, but we have that, and then is table selectable for interface creation. Same sort of deal. After all that happens, then you mark it, as dirty with that schema object here. I'll give you that one alone for now. Caption, subject, and then this one's irrelevant, because that's going to be the child table fields. Okay. Alright, so we've saved that. So we've marked it that way. And then we can name this, and we can give it a name of txb, take the prefix, we can give it a source updated, I believe is the event that we want to do, because it was the same as some of these other options that we've done in the past as well. We will. And I'm back off mute, so that's all fine. I'm going to be eating something, so I'm going to put myself on mute for a minute. Well, if you're here, feel free to ask a question. I'm gonna eat something real quick. I'll be right back online.
Dad's on a hunting trip. Dad's on a hunting